In this year 2022, I have learned, relearned, and what I am still learning. In this video, I'm talking about the greatest lessons I learned in the year 2022. If this is the kind of video you like to watch and you want to learn from my lessons, please stay tuned and keep watching. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Good to see you today. If this is your first time tuning in, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Welcome to my channel where I talk about personal development and lifestyle as a lady in her 20s trying to navigate life. Yes, so today I'll be sharing the greatest lessons I learned in the year 2022. Every year I always sit down and reflect on what's actually learned in the year, my mistakes, my errors, and even the new things I learned. And for me, this year has been quite a journey. I did a life update video. I don't know if you guys saw that video. I'm going to link it somewhere up here. You can go and watch it. And yeah, I just talked generally, but this video will be more like on the lessons I picked out from the things that happened to me in the course of the year. Like, see, we are all learning, there is no day you can stop learning. Like, you feel like you know it all, and one day you just realize that bam, this revelation will just come somewhere and you're like, hey guys, I'm learning. And I'm always so excited about that phase of my life when I realize that, oh, I have unlearned something, I'm relearning, I am learning, and I'm growing, and I'm also becoming a better version of myself. Like, it just really excites me. Yes, so let's go to the first one. This year I learned to stop pleasing people or people pleasing, whichever way. Yes, and that's because I realized that when you try to live your life to please people, you end up pleasing one person and offending the other. So you have 5 people you want to please, right? Something you do to person 1 would offend person 2. What you do to person 2 will offend person 3, and the circle continues like that. Why not live the authentic version of you, if that makes sense? Yes, so live yourself, like live in the very best version of yourself. Strive to become a better version of who you are yesterday than trying to be like people or trying to please people or trying to secure a particular image in front of people, if that makes sense. Like, I have learned, and when I started doing it, I realized that I had this peace of mind. Like, the peace of mind just came because I realized I was not struggling to look at I don't want to offend this one, I don't want to offend that person, I don't want to offend. Like, my life moved from trying to offend people to trying to become a better version of who I am. So let me just give a practical example to make it make sense. So someone can say that the best time to wake up is 5 a.m. Another person can tell you 5:30, someone else can tell you 5:45. But you've realized that the best time for you to wake up is 5:15 a.m. So imagine trying to satisfy someone today for 5 a.m. another person for 5:30, and you yourself, you're not satisfied. So the first thing is to put yourself first. That's the thing. Stop people pleasing and put yourself first. Do what works for you. Do what is best for you. Do what is working for you, right? I've seen a lot of people that say, oh, I'm a night person, I'm a morning person, and because you are with a group of people, you're trying to be like them. Say you're a morning person and you're able to get tasks done in the morning quickly, and because you're now with a group of people, you're not trying to work in their schedule and work at night. Like, it's not going to work for you. With time, you get fatigued. Like, instead of trying to be like people, try to work on yourself. Like, focus on yourself, focus on your focus, which is you are your own focus. Okay, and it has worked for me, and it is still working for me. Like, I don't worry about what anybody thinks. I'm not worrying about I'm more concerned about becoming better every day. Like, I ask myself, oh, what have I done wrong today? How can I do better? Rather than, oh, what does person A thinks about me, and how can I become better to person A? How can I become a better person to person B? Yeah, so of course our reputation or what people think of us is very important, but you need to focus on working on yourself. See, people will be okay, they would settle in. And that's the thing, like this, the moment I made up my mind and I started working on myself, see, everybody balanced. They balanced. See, the equation would balance. They will get used to it, because if you're trying to satisfy people or please people, they can sense it and they will continue to manipulate you to their direction. And that's how life is. Like, they know And that's why I feel like people in toxic relationship, is hard for them to leave, because these people are, they know them, they know their weakness. Like they say that you are trying to literally please them and be in their good books. So whatever they want to start pushing left, right, and this is the way to do things. This is the way to do things. If you do things that way, because they want you to be in their good book, and they know that you want to be in their good book, so they start pushing you well. And I always say it, as long as it's not a bad thing, as long as you're not doing something that is evil, please just be the best version of you are. Strive to be the better version of who you are. When I started my Instagram page in 2017, that was like the mantra of my page: bettered by Peyi, better version of who you are. But this year I was able to practicalize it fully. And one time I was having a conversation with someone, and someone said, you might know a lot of principles, you might know a lot of life hacks, but if you don't get yourself in a situation that would make you apply the life hacks, you might not even know that you know how to apply the life hacks or not. You might know what is called consistency, right? But until it gets to a time that you have something that you're not interested in but you need to do, that is when you understand that you need to learn what is called consistency. It's not just like saying consistency is key, you need to be consistent. Like when a situation comes that warrants you to apply those principles, then that is when it will test you. And that is where I feel like the year tested me, and I was able to actually work on becoming a better version of who I am. And the people pleasing syndrome has left me. Pleasing people, nobody. I'm only here to please God, please my Father in heaven. Every other person, no, like. And it has really like helped me. I'm at peace with myself, because I feel like I'm not also pleasing one person to offend the other person. So I've just been at a state of peace with myself. The next one I want to talk about is resist the urge to shalaye. Sorry if you're not from where I am, I'm going to explain what that is. Shalaye means to explain. Resist the urge to explain. See, people believe what they want despite the truth. See, you cannot convince them that this is what the truth is. Resist the urge to shalaye. Resist the urge to explain. Resist the urge to be analyzing. The only time you should analyze and explain is when you're working on a project. Resist if your work does not even require you to be shalayeing. Every other thing, please resist it. Anytime I have been shalayeing this year after I learned my lesson is at work as a business analyst. Every other time, I don't want to explain anything to. Resist the urge. Like, I know we are trying to talk things out. You want people to see you in a good light. You want people to see you in a bright light. That's not what this person said. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. Yeah, there's a place of talking and communicating. Of course, to communicate, you need to talk. You need to explain. But when it is getting to a stage where you are getting stressed, your mental health is being affected, you're trying to just, it actually comes to also people pleasing. The fact that Jesus that went about doing good was still crucified by his own people. He was not even accepted in his own land. I just told myself that, what's the point? Like, whatever I say or tell this person, they already have a narrative they want to believe. I was talking to somebody recently and I said this, and I feel like I should share it here. So let me tell you something. When you meet someone for the first time, people kind of have a version of you, or maybe even later they feel like this person should be this, and they start looking for everything to pin you to that narration they are thinking of you. I'm learning that I don't need to explain myself to everyone. You can't please everybody. It's still part of people pleasing, really. Like, resist the urge to explain anything. Like, just let it go. People would believe what they want despite the truth. Like, they know the truth. Like, they can see the truth in their eyes and they're like, you're a pretender. They can see the truth in their eye and they're like, this is who you are. Stop trying it. Like, this is one of the lessons I learned this year, and I feel like it's something I'm going to hold on dearly to. Like, resist it. You don't need to. You don't have to. I know you want to. You want to talk. You want to say no. It's not the truth. It's not a lie. Like, explain. Like, state the facts and leave. That's what I mean. Like, you have to explain. You have to talk yourself out of some situations. State the facts and leave. State the fact and excuse yourself. State the fact and move on. Right? Thank you. The last one for the purpose of this video is I learned to take it all to God in prayer. Yes. And that's like, I feel like the greatest lessons I learned this year. Yes, I was born into a Christian family. I understand the fact that we need to pray about everything, do this, everything. And but certain things happened, of which I might not be able to talk about it because they are very dear and personal. But the situations just made me realize that nothing is too small, nothing is too big for God to intervene. I know we talk about man propose, God dispose, because God disposes of our own plans. So, and that's why the Bible says there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the ways are the ways of death. But you can actually plan correctly. You can plan in line with God's plan. You can plan in line with what God has destined for you. You can plan in line with purpose instead of planning out of purpose, which is why God would always dispose, because we are just proposing what we think should be. I've learned to take everything to God in prayer. My faith has skyrocketed. I know when the Bible says, even if you have faith like a mustard seed, my faith has like it has gone so high that I can tell myself that no matter come rain, come sunshine, God will definitely come through for me. Right now, I'm not doing things based on how I feel, what I think. I'm thanking God because God is helping me to work in purpose. And one of the experiences I feel like I am comfortable sharing was when I needed something within. No, I actually started planning early. Funny enough, I started planning a month ahead, right? And I'm like, oh, by the time I talk to this person, that person, this person, that person, and I started talking to each of them, and it was like everybody was just saying no. And that's when I realized that I had not spoken to God about it, because I felt like, oh, it's just something simple now. This one, I don't need to pray about it, right? And I just told God, please come through for me. And I was listening to this Messinchiwo song then, Amazing God, and Nusa Nayowe. And I just started singing his songs like I don't think I was even praying. Maybe I was praying. Like, yes, I was praying, singing to God, and just saying, God, come through for me. And someone called me that morning and asked me about it. I'm like, oh, this is what it is. And in less than 30 minutes, everything was sorted. Hey, someone I did not call, someone I did not message, someone that was not even on my list. Person was not on my list. Was not on my top 10, was not in my top 20 of who I could talk to about that situation, and that's thing I needed to do. And in less than 30 minutes, everything was sorted. And I just told myself that, see, after I was just crying and thanking God, like, it's always easy to say, take it to the Lord in prayer. I know I've always sang this song, how you weak and heavy laden, come back with a lot of care, take it to the Lord in prayer. I know I've always sang these songs, what a friend we have in Jesus. Do you get? And yeah, but at that time, at that moment, I just felt like there's nothing too small, there's nothing too big for God. Just take it to God in prayer. He's going to answer your prayers. He's going to come through for you. And yes, and that's one thing I'm so much grateful for. Yes, God has indeed been faithful. There are so many things that I've learned as lessons, and I'm really going to hold them dear to my heart. Thank you for riding with me throughout the year 2022. Last official sit-down videos. Other videos might go up, but this will be like my official last sit-down video for the year. Hey! Thank you guys for sticking with me throughout 2022. For everybody who joined the family in 2022, I am so grateful. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking my videos. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for everything, even for watching the video. Thank you very much. I do not take this for granted, and I know the year 2023 will be much greater for each and every one of us. Thank you guys for watching to the very end, and yes, see you in 2023. Bye.